Good morning. This is KELOLAND On The Go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A Castlewood man was arrested after he was found unresponsive in a vehicle. The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office says it happened Saturday afternoon in Castlewood. Deputies arriving on scene found the vehicle in drive.
When a deputy reached in to put the vehicle in park, the man regained consciousness. Deputies then found meth and prescription drugs inside. The 34-year-old suspect is facing a list of charges including DUI and possession. The incident remains under investigation. Dreams of a white Christmas were realized to the extreme in parts of KELOLAND. South Dakota Department of Transportation has closed a stretch of Interstate 90, both east and westbound lanes from Mitchell to Wall.
The eastbound lane of I-90 from Rapid City to Wall also closed last night. Heavy snow combined with strong winds from the north, creating blizzard and whiteout conditions. Those conditions are expected to last into today.
In other parts of the state, freezing rain was the problem, bringing significant icing for holiday drivers to steer through. A car knocked down a fence and some trees on Interstate 229 near the Minnesota Avenue exit yesterday.
It was one of multiple crashes that kept local first responders busy. EMTs are reminding drivers to pull over when they see emergency lights.
Now let's get a check of the current conditions with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Good morning, Brian.
All right, good morning as we watch our weather today. Yeah, a lot of interesting stories out there with blizzard headlines last night and now continuing today for western South Dakota as strong winds are the main culprit, but pockets of snow have been heavy at times. Now farther east, the story continues to shift a little bit. We've seen the blizzard warnings expire from the Mitchell area down to Gregory. We've got winter weather advisories. Still, though, no travel advisories in these same areas as of early this morning. The northeast ice storm warning headline continues, but that too is expected to improve as the weather forecast kind of shifts gears a little bit here toward some rain this morning. Obviously, that's been helpful to melting some of that ice accumulation. About 34 today in Aberdeen, 32 in Pierre. Windy, though. Rapid City, that's a big story, 35 to 60. That's a quick look at weather. We'll dive into Futurecast and those details coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Brian. Well, many people spent Christmas Day unwrapping gifts with family. However, that's not always the case for everyone.
An anonymous donor has spent the past 4 years making sure no one is forgotten, gifting staff and guests at the St. Francis House a $100 bill. One guest shares why it's especially meaningful to them.
God bless, Merry Christmas to you and your family, because a lot of people don't think about people like us during the holidays, and it just means the most that like Julie and the donors get together and make Christmas better for everybody.
Is your name
124 guests are currently living at the St. Francis House. Capacity is 135. The organization says they do see the number of guests increase during the holiday season. There's just 1 week left until 2024, and ringing in the new year also brings the downtown Sioux Falls Burger Battle.
There are 37 restaurants taking part in the battle this year, and one is offering up something new and unique. Perhaps the most out-of-the-box pairing this year is happening at Minerva's with their root beer float burger.
We tried doing a vanilla bean ice cream puck on a burger, and the flavors pair well together, even though it's out of the norm. And then we thought we'd find a local root beer that was made around here, and we did a root beer gastrique sauce to pour over the ice cream burger, and everything just paired well together and it synced.
Other entries for 2024 include the Hot Cheetos Cheesy Burger at Boki European Street Food, the Gold Standard at Crawford's, the Fiery Street Corn Burger at JL Beers, and the Eleanor Fried Burger at Dada Gastropub. You can find the full list of entries by following the link under this story right here on KELOLAND.com. And that is a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, weather today, well, following all these changing elements, we've had rain this morning in the northeast, a transition zone in Pierre and Mobridge, and then back to the west, it's been snow. We're not done yet. The snow is going to continue to be a story. So the blizzard headlines will remain locked in here from about Pierre west to Rapid City. And of course, segments of Interstate 90 have been closed, and until the blizzard headlines are allowed to expire, which really isn't going to happen anytime today, most likely all of that will kind of stay locked in place. We'll keep you updated as things change, but that's kind of the going story there. Now let's put this into motion. You can see the Northeast. While we've had some rain this morning, we may switch back over to some snow eventually as we pivot in some cooler temperatures. Sioux Falls, not looking at much in the way of anything significant, but a little bit of snow here and there cannot be ruled out. Obviously, to the west here, that's where most of that precipitation will be occurring at 3 o'clock. And then as we transition through the overnight period, Sioux Falls area still could pick up a light wintry mix. We'll watch those temperatures not far from, I would say 25 to 30 will cover the Sioux Falls area, but south toward Yankton, it could be a few degrees colder. And then tomorrow, well, we'll see another batch of that wraparound still lingering, and it might actually shift a little bit back to the south and east, closer to Sioux Falls, Mitchell, and Huron. At this point, no headlines with that necessarily, but we are mentioning a wintry mix tomorrow. So it's kind of a long system, kind of drawn out here across the region. Obviously, a lot of implications for post-Christmas travel. So continue to watch for updates here, especially those that are west of Sioux Falls. That's where the main impacts are and will continue to be. There's the forecast today. We've got low 30s, Chamberlain and Pierre. Not really a cold storm, 33 there in Rapid City. Numbers in the Northeast have been in the 40s in Ortonville, so that's quite a mild start. Overnight tonight, I would continue to see snow chances pretty good there, Rapid City to the east, but eventually that area of snow will shrink as we see temperatures likely topping back into the 30s tomorrow. But can there be a little bit of freezing drizzle or some light snow? Yes, those things can still be tossed around in the forecast, so make sure you're plugged in on the latest as we get closer to that. Once we cross over into Thursday, Friday, then the weather forecast is quieter. Mid-30s, it looks like a pretty decent outlook going into the weekend. No major systems to track other than a cold front. And it looks like for Aberdeen in the Northeast, same idea. We'll get through the next 24 hours, and the weather will begin to quiet down. It looks like 31 by Thursday, 34 on Friday. Pierre in central South Dakota, blizzard headline continues west of Pierre today. Winter weather advisory on the East River side, and then it looks like that little bit of snow or wintry combo could still affect us here on Wednesday. That's still a 50% chance of snow. Then 27 Thursday, 34 on Friday. We're lacking cold air behind this system. That should yield 40s for Rapid City on Thursday and Friday, so still looking at some mild weather. Check out more details about the winter weather headlines online at KELOLAND.com.